Hello and welcome live from the Channels Television Global Headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. You're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu, and today our focus will be on the Southeast. But before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top stories making rounds at the moment. Ahead of the off-cycle governorship election in Anambra State in November, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is asking security agencies responsible for election security to fine-tune their strategies to ensure adequate security of personnel and materials. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu made the call at a meeting with members of the Interagency Consultative Committee for Election Security in Abuja. According to the electoral body, security agencies have the opportunity to fine-tune their strategies using the continuous voter registration exercise that will commence next month. Anambra State's Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, in recognition of the church as a crucial partner in his administration's transformative agenda, has taken the bishops of the Anglican Communion on a facility tour of the Fund City and Government House so as to keep them abreast of the infrastructural developments in the state. In a similar vein, the governor also presents his 3 years performance scorecard to the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, Anambra State Chapter at the Deeper Life Bible Church, Oka.
The visibly excited Governor Chukwuma Soludo welcomes the Bishop of the Anglican Communion, led by the Archbishop of the Province of the Niger and Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim. They all join the bus and begin the tour with the Fund City, a recreational facility designed to promote tourism and economic growth as the first port of call.
We'll run it for maybe a year. Government has no business and progress. We'll run it for like a year or thereabout. We'll look at the financials. We might actually ultimately decide and privatize it. Generate the resource and plow back into something else. As you develop it, because the private sector wouldn't go into it initially. You develop it, and then you offload, and then use the resource, and you keep on, moving as the case may be.
Touring the government house, known as the Lighthouse, the bishops note Governor Soludo's transformational governance, transparency, and accountable leadership.
You have shown that God himself has planted you in Anambra State in order to really move our state forward. And I'm sure all the church fathers here, we have been in this state for long. We have never seen it this way. You are a working governor. At the projects we have just seen, they are very solid. I think you deserve an applause. We definitely.
The governor takes time to share the financing structure of projects execution in the state, insisting that his administration is towing the path of financial sustainability so as not to bankrupt the state.
We have insisted that, first of all, the little that we have, because by the way, what we have spent in the last 3 years plus, then you should put together. For each year, you convert it at the official exchange rate for that year. And sum up everything that we have spent since we came here for 3 years and 3 months. It's still 65% of what was spent in 1 year previous. In fact, 61% of what was spent in another year. However, it's about what you put money into. The prudence, the cost structure. If you look at our cost structure, it's as if we're executing this project maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Governor Soludo appreciates the religious leaders for their continued partnership in fostering peace and development in the state. From the Lighthouse, he heads to Deeper Life Bible Church, Oka, where he presents his 3 years scorecard to the clergymen of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Anambra State Branch.
Staying in Anambra State, the political landscape of the state is beginning to come alive as political parties reach out to people in the grassroots for support ahead of the November 8 governorship election. The All Progressives Congress, APC, is not letting anything to chance as the candidate, Mr. Nicholas Ukachukwu, and his running mate, Senator Uche Ekunife, urged the people of Ayamelum local government area to nominate strong ward leaders that will galvanize support and ensure electoral victory for APC. In another development, the APC Reconciliation Committee, led by Mr. John Bosco Onoku, continues the strategic peace moves, clearing the road for the APC at Equilobia, Agwata local government area, where he successfully reconciles aggrieved party members.
Members of the All Progressives Congress in Anambra North Senatorial Zone gather to rally support for their candidate ahead of the November 8 governorship election. While campaigns are yet to be officially flagged off, the party has started doing some groundwork to woo voters. They are here in Anaku, headquarters of Ayamelum local government area, to gather support for the APC governorship candidate.
When you get to the polling booth, look for the broom. Once you thumbprint there, you know that every matter is settled. Again, we want everybody to know that our style of campaign this time is not the running round the road type. Everybody should go to their polling units. Once you deliver your booth, whatever you desire, you will get.
The excitement increases as the party's candidate, Mr. Nicholas Ukachukwu, and his running mate, Senator Uche Ekunife, appeal to the people to vote for the APC and be connected to prosperity.
It's about investing in human beings.
Governance is about investing in human beings. It's about someone who understands a state to lead the state. This is the time for one who knows Anambra to govern Anambra. So we have come to tell the people of Ayamelum that it's time that wind of goodness that has been blowing for other states to blow in Anambra State.
When you vote party in the center, government will step into your problem and they will help you to become the mechanical and agri hub of Nigeria. Because you have the land, you have the potential, you have the people. And Tinubu is somebody, our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, believes in empowering Nigerians, promoting your handwork, helping you to grow the nation. You cannot get it wrong with APC. Join APC today, carry the news around. Let's go and connect Ayamelum to APC.
Amid a larger gathering at the community primary school field, Mr. Ukachukwu outlines key plans for Ayamelum, including the establishment of a boundary commission to be headed by his deputy that will end the communal land crisis that had devastated the area. He also says a state of emergency will be declared on local road infrastructure, agriculture, healthcare, and the education sectors. While the candidate seeks support of voters from across 3 locations in Equilobia, the APC Reconciliation Committee, led by John Bosco Ononkwo, is reuniting aggrieved members with the hope of creating a smooth path for the party in the upcoming election.
We have been going to all nooks and crannies to bring everybody on board. We have a lot of people who have contributed immensely to this party. We have a lot of people who like our candidate, but they don't belong to a political party. We have people who are yearning for, who have passion for good governance and are looking for opportunity to cast their vote for good governance. So these are the conglomerates, the networking, the concatenation of all the meetings I've had to bring everybody on board so that we'll form a movement to have a block vote for our candidate of APC.
The meeting resolves that all groups will work together for the success of the APC in Agwata to ensure a resounding victory.
The Abia State government is marking 14 years of partnership with organizers of the annual secondary schools debates held at the Vision Africa studio in Umuahia. According to the government, such collaboration helps to strengthen the students' public speaking abilities in addition to getting them involved and discuss about issues that could affect their future. The State Ministry of Education says organizers have made the state government's job easier to achieve its vision of transforming the education sector as co-debating sharpens the mind, nurtures confidence and fosters the ability to see issues from multi-perspectives and is thus a training ground for future leaders.
the bone, the brain behind what we are doing, to raise a responsible generation that will take over in all spheres of life, in every aspect of discipline, raising responsible men and women who will anchor their lives in God, whose values will be principled in God, and who will trust God totally, knowing fully well that we are here in this world only but a little time, and very soon we transit to the next part of the world. Whatever we do today will affect the generations to come.
About 14 years today, this program has been run in partnership with our Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. Above all, the ministry is happy that you're helping our able and our education-loving governor, Dr. Les Oti, in achieving his set standard. This is one of his visions, and you're helping him.
So debating is more than a contest of words. It is a training ground for future leaders, policymakers, and change agents. It sharpens the mind, nurtures confidence, and fosters the invaluable ability to see issues from multiple perspectives. As a Commissioner for Women Affairs, I am especially thrilled to witness strong representation from both young girls and boys. It is heartwarming to see our young women boldly stepping up to engage, to challenge, and to lead. This aligns with our ministry's vision of raising a generation where gender is no barrier to dreams, excellence, or leadership.
The Imo State Governor, Senator Hope Uzodimma, says the new Imo envisioned at the start of his administration is no longer a dream, but a present reality. The governor disclosed this while delivering a State of the State address at the Imo State House of Assembly in Owerri, the Imo State capital. According to the governor, Imo has recorded significant progress in digital governance, road infrastructure, healthcare, education, and the overall economy. He reaffirms his administration's commitment to sustaining the current momentum of development. Our Imo State correspondent, Itokwe Kutei, reports.
Lawmakers make their way into the hallowed chambers of the Imo State House of Assembly as Governor Hope Uzodimma delivers a State of the State address, the first since the start of the second term in office. Also present are political leaders across party lines, religious leaders, traditional rulers, professional bodies, civil society groups, and other key stakeholders in Imo State.
Your Excellency,
the Speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly sets the tone for the day's event as he highlights the governor's achievements so far and pledges continued legislative support to drive development in the state.
I want to appreciate Your Excellency for most of the verifiable projects which your administration has executed since your first tenure commenced. The introduction of night landing facilities in Sam Mbakwe Imo State Airport, establishment of the Imo State Electricity Regulatory Commission, ORAS, Special Energy Free Trade Zone, and the Light Up Imo project. We are most hopeful that in the near future, lack of steady power supply will be a thing of the past in Imo State.
Governor Uzodimma uses the occasion to present a sector-by-sector breakdown of his administration's performance in the last 18 months.
Since the onset of this administration, Imo workers have continued to receive their salaries promptly. Pensioners have been paid. All the arrears and the civil servants have never felt or experienced any delay in the payment of their salaries. At the State Secretariat, we undertook a full-scale rehabilitation, both structural and psychological. For those who recall, that complex had deteriorated into a workplace of despair.
On security, Governor Uzodimma reassures Imo indigents at home and abroad that the state is now peaceful and open for investment.
Let me at this point reassure our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, Imo is safe for your return. Those who visited last year during the festivities returned to their destinations in peace. Join hands with us in building, not in destroying. The land we can all call our own is Imo State. If Imo is destroyed, we will not have any place to call our own.
Then, a vote of confidence is passed on Governor Uzodinma for his giant strides, and lawmakers unanimously endorsed President Bola Tinubu for his second term in office.
All those in support that this honorable House do pass a vote of implicit confidence on the Governor of Imo State. Those in agreement say aye. Aye.
Before leaving the chamber, Governor Uzodinma also informs the gathering that President Bola Tinubu is expected in Imo State in August to commission major legacy projects. Iyitope Kuteyi, Channels Television News.
Now let's get more on developments in Imo State. Joining us is the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Declan Emelumba. He joins us via Zoom.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, so now let's begin with the governor's recent State of the State address. What would you say is the central message he wants Imo indigents and Nigerians to take away from that address?
Well, I think the most important message there is to say that he wants the people to know that he's an accountable and responsible and responsive government. That's why, periodically he comes once in a while to give account of his stewardship. He wants the people to know that he's conscious of the fact that they elected him, and once in a while he should let them know what he's doing. But most importantly is also for them to know that he has been working. In that speech he outlined all the achievements, the infrastructural developments he has brought, including road network, including electricity that is at an advanced stage of ensuring that the people get 24/7 electricity supply, including in the area of digital economy, where Imo is almost becoming the digital hub of Nigeria, where there are a lot of international concerns that are buying into the digital infrastructure that Imo is putting together. And then, of course, the area of health, education, so many areas. So he outlined clearly what his administration has done in the last 18 months since he was elected. And I think this, what I mentioned, are just a few of the highlights of that address.
Okay, now the governor highlighted several achievements in infrastructure, health, and education. Now, can you help us break down some of the most impactful projects and how they directly benefit ordinary citizens?
Well, first of all, in terms of road, the governor said that in the past, in the first tenure, he had done 120 roads, well-paved, durable roads across the state. Within this second tenure, in the last 18 months, he has done an additional 37 roads. So that's almost over 150 roads across the state, including those linking the state with neighboring states. So in the area of road infrastructure, in fact, like the governor stated, he has done more roads, more durable roads for that matter, than the previous administration since the inception of this democracy put together. So that's a clear line of difference there. He has provided quite enormous infrastructure in terms of road. The other one, which I think is equally very important, is that leveraging on the new electricity regulation, which unbundled the electricity and allows states to generate and distribute their own electricity. The governor has almost concluded the generation and distribution of electricity to Imo State through the Imo Electricity Company and the Rush Electricity Distribution Commission. So we have a situation where in the next few months, all the local governments in Imo State, 27 of them, will be in a position to have uninterrupted 24/7 electricity. That's a major thing. And that will drive industry, that will definitely help to boost the economy. So that's one area. Another area is in the area of health. The health sector has been very well revived, new hospitals built, and then the innovation there, the health insurance scheme, which Imo Health Insurance Scheme, which now enables indigenes who register in the scheme with just 15,000 to have access to free health care for all manner of diseases except cancer. So, and so far, more than 500,000 Imo indigenes have registered. And the thing is that people who are benefiting are already giving testimony to this. So that is one area that has benefited Imo indigenes. There are people who have delivered free because of the insurance, people who have been treated free, and so on and so forth. So there are quite a number of areas in education, the same thing. Imo is among the few states that has about 5 tertiary institutions, and plus, 5 universities plus 2 other tertiary institutions, making it almost 7. And the governor used the opportunity to also let the Imo people know that the president has signed into bill a new university for Imo State, which was recently passed into law by the National Assembly. So these are things that would benefit Imo people directly: the roads, the electricity, the health insurance, and quite a number of other things.
A lot of Nigerians will say that's wonderful. Now, a pressing issue is security. Security has been a major concern in Imo State. Now, what steps has this administration taken in recent months, physical steps, to address this challenge, and what results are you seeing?
Well, I think the results are very manifest. They're there. In the last few months, I'm sure even you yourself will acknowledge the fact that Imo has not really been on the spotlight for this lot of insecurity. To any security threat, and they're able to nip anything in the bud and arrest the ones that are down, like the governor also pointed out, reasonably contained. And that is why you find that normal life has returned. People are going about their businesses. People who came back during the last Christmas celebration and Easter, they went home, there was no incident. We have been having a lot of conferences in Imo, and there have been no incident. But that's not the cases of maybe armed robbery or kidnapping or something like that. But it's not bad. The situation is certainly not bad. If you check the crime rate, is going down every day. And so more and more people are seeing it and are having confidence that the government is doing everything to ensure that they are protected and their property protected.
Okay. Now, opposition party in the state say the speech was more ceremonial than practical. How do you respond to those who feel the governor's address didn't reflect the daily realities of average residents in Imo State?
Unfortunately, what do you call the opposition party? I don't know. Maybe you're referring to a wishy-washy statement issued by PDP. The point is they have nothing to say. We say the statement was more ceremonial than I don't know what it means. First of all, a state of the state address by the governor to the House of Assembly is a ceremony. So it has to be ceremonial. There's no question about that. I don't know. Well, did they expect it to be informal? It couldn't have been an informal thing. So if that is their quarrel, then they have nothing to say. I thought they would have been able to say, he said you did this, it is not true, and produce evidence. Like the speaker said, if Abba was there, and I even watched as we were recapping the thing, that these are verifiable. These are representatives of the people. So all the things that go, and the governor's address was detailed. He gave detailed account of everything he said he had done. And the address is in print so that people can go and verify. He mentioned the roads where they are located and everything. What I thought the opposition would do, which they cannot do because they don't have any facts to the contrary, is to say to fault some of these things that the governor said. But they know they can't fault it, so they're talking ceremonial. I don't know. I don't really know whether that is what replying to.
Okay, sir. Now, as the administration moves towards its okay,
come again, please.
we've been sorry about that, sir. A little mix-up. We've been speaking with the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Declan Emelumba. Thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Now, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, is actively seeking the collaboration of Ebonyi State government as well as non-governmental organizations as part of its society approach to effectively combat drug abuse in Nigeria. This call comes as statistics show an alarming rate of drug use, particularly among young people. The NDLEA commander in Ebonyi State, Okechukwu Nkere, made this known during a deliberation with journalists in Abakaliki, the state capital, as part of this year's United Nations Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking with the theme, "The Evidence is Clear, Invest in Prevention."
These drugs they just deceive you. I was telling them that no matter what you think you are going through, if you have challenges, if you take the drugs to be high, to forget, once those drugs clear, that problem stayed there. So the only advice I have for them is let them say no to drugs. That's the best thing. Drugs have destroyed homes, it has destroyed families, it has destroyed people, and everything in our society. There is no positive effect of drug use, of drug abuse. There is no positive effect.
And that's it on this edition of Newsroom Series. I'm Dominic Iriwe. Enjoy the rest of your day.